Now, both of those examples that we looked at in example 2, if you watch the B example, we were either able to factor out a greatest common factor so that our A value was 1, or we started off with our A value of 1. And it's pretty easy to factor ones like this, where our A value is 1. A lot of you guys could factor things like this all day long. But when we get something where our A value is not 1, things get a lot harder. And that leads us into our third strategy here, where I'm going to show you how to factor by grouping. And to show you that, we are going to factor 3x squared minus 5x minus 12. And as you can see right away, our A value is not 1. We don't have any common terms all the way through, so we can't factor anything out right away. All right, well, our first step for factoring by grouping is to multiply A times C. And A times C, just like when we were trying to graph parabolas in standard form, A is our number in front of the x squared, C is our number at the end. So A times C is 3 times negative 12, which gives us negative 36. Okay. Now we want to find what numbers multiply to negative 36 here and add to my B value, negative 5. Well, let's list out my options. So what numbers could multiply up to negative 36? Well, we could have 1 times negative 36, negative 1 times positive 36, 2 times negative 18, negative 2 times 18, 3 times negative 12, negative 3 times 12, 4 times negative 9, negative 4 times 9, or 6 times 6. A lot of different options here. And which pair is going to let us add up to negative 5? Right here, 4 and negative 9. Okay, here's what we do now. We're going to rewrite the original but break apart your middle term. So I'm rewriting our original here, 3x squared, but instead of writing minus 5x, I'm going to write plus 4x minus 9x minus 12. So if I were to combine my 4x and plus 4x minus 9x, I'm going to get my minus 5x here, and we end up with the same thing. So we're really not changing our problem at all, we're just changing how it's written. After that, our fourth step is to factor the greatest common factor from each pair. So if I rewrite here, 3x squared plus 4x minus 9x minus 12, my pairs here are 3x squared plus 4x. What do these guys have in common? Well, 3 and 4, the only thing that's divisible, that they are divisible by is 1, but I have an x squared and an x. So factor an x out, and then I get 3x plus 4. And then I also want to factor out my greatest common factor from this pair, negative 9x minus 12. Kind of follow the sign of your first term here in your pair. This is negative, so I want to factor out a negative number. 9 and 12 are both divisible by 3. So minus 3 times x 3x plus 4. Now, if you notice, 3x plus 4, that factor, is there twice. And since we have a common factor, we can factor out that common factor. Just like right here, we factored out an x. We can factor out a 3x plus 4 from these guys. 3x plus 4. And then what's left over? I have an x minus 3. This is our answer. 3x plus 4 times x minus 3. And we could always double check by FOILing this back out. 3x times x is 3x squared minus 9x plus 4x, that's our minus 5x we needed, minus 12.